Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined by Karen.
Hi.
And we're here to discuss what we do every week, what's happening on General Hospital. We're discussing the week that aired from July 21st to July 25th, 2025. Tommy will roll the credits, and we'll get right into it. Well, it was the moment we've all been waiting for, and then it was.
We've all been waiting for?
Well,
the moment I have never once cared about.
Well, it was pretty, too little too late. But
yeah, fair enough.
But all right, so we'll get right into it. We'll start at the PCPD. We're in Anna's office, and Dante is having a hard time convincing himself that Jocelyn is part of the WSB. And it was really funny to me when he called Joss his little sister. I'm like, she is not your sister. I get
She's
your mom is married to
her.
I know, but Joss don't consider you her brother.
I think she does. I think she considers all of Sonny's kids related to her. She just doesn't consider Sonny related to her.
Christina, in any way. No. I would say it would.
No, she said in that one episode that her and Christina used to be really close, but they aren't anymore. So, I still think she considers Christina family.
I guess so, but
just not close.
For me, I feel like it would just be Avery, Donna, and Michael. That's who she considers her siblings.
I think that would be really weird to I mean, she was around. She's been around Dante for a long time. Since he was shot in the chest, and we found out he was Sonny's kid after Sonny shot him in the chest.
Anna convinces him by telling Dante that Brennan used the Cyrus Renault situation to recruit Jocelyn, and then he got her involved in the Dalton situation. And Anna tells him that the Easter Island trick was a way to cover Jocelyn's training.
Yep.
Dante suggests that Carly should know about this, but Anna says they shouldn't blow Jocelyn's cover. Dante remains concerned for Jocelyn and wonders whether Brennan would sacrifice an agent for this investigation. Anna wants to take things from here, but Dante urges her to think about her own experience and whether she would have wanted someone to interview with her as a young recruit. So meanwhile, we have Brennan surprising Carly at the MetroCorp by booking the pool for a private party for them so they can spend some time together alone. They slip on champagne and dip their feet in the pool, and Carly tells Brennan that Sasha and Daisy have left Fort Charles. Brennan wants Carly to feel like she can call him when she needs help and if she needs an ear. Brennan and Carly continue their discussion, and they seem to be excited about their future together.
I liked this. It was cute. We haven't really seen Brennan that much lately, so this was a nice way to kind of reestablish that him and Carly are dating and they're having a good time, and to give Carly a break because it's a tough week for Carly. She's in between a rock and a hard place all week.
Yeah, she is. We'll get into that. I have thoughts about that.
Oh, you have thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
We all know whose side I'm on.
I know. Yeah, I know.
You don't even have to think.
Right. So meanwhile, Brennan. Okay, I'm sorry. We'll start with Jason. We'll get to Jason and Britt now. Jason is at the Paris airport, and he tries to. He's on the same plane as the same woman that he wants to get on the plane as the woman who looks like Britt, but he gets turned away. And Jason boards his own plane. He has flashbacks of his relationship with Britt and when they almost made love. Did they make love? I don't remember.
I don't think they did.
I didn't feel like they did either, but I
don't think they got that far. Seems more like an emotional relationship to me, but I mean, I don't remember that kind of stuff that clearly. If you do, put it in the comments.
Yeah, if they ever made love, let us know, because I don't remember that. I know they got close, but also Jason recalls Britt's heartbreak when he told her that he was going to marry Carly. So I feel bad for her in that point. I really liked them, Britt and Jason together.
I liked them together. I understood why Jason had to marry Carly so she wouldn't get her dumbass killed, but it still was ridiculous. Also, I didn't really like how they dealt with that because they kind of showed Carly and Jason getting close, and then all of a sudden they just ended that with his death. Was that when he died?
Yeah, he died shortly after that in the
cave-in.
In the cave-in, yeah. So we're back in Brennan's office. Jocelyn complains to your favorite person, Vaughn, about Brennan dating Carly. Vaughn pushes her to let it go and avoid getting on their boss's bad side. So A little later, Vaughn gets the news over the phone and reveals that the courier has stopped in Paris and was headed to, I don't know how to say the city.
Dubrovnik,
Croatia. Something like that.
I don't know. Croatian fans, please let me know
as
how
soon
to
as Vaughn said the city, and I was like, I think that's in Croatia. I knew that Britt was there. I knew that she was
Croatia represent.
Yeah. So Britt is there, or at least someone who looks like her. We're not sure yet. And she steps out of the vehicle and she says, "It's
Britt." I'm not even entertaining this nonsense that it's not Britt. Anybody who says it's not, that's crazy. If it turns out not to be Britt, these writers need to go on vacation for a long time.
I agree. Okay, so let's get into the home and heart stuff.
I love Lucy and she's beautiful.
I'm as mad at Lucy, but okay.
No way. Shut up. Why would you ever be mad at her?
Because of what she did.
I don't think what she did was wrong.
You don't? Well, you never think she's wrong.
No, I don't think what she did is wrong. But when you explain it, and I'll tell you why.
Good intentions, but she should have told Brooklyn about Lois coming. But okay, Brooklyn is nervous because she's flying solo on the home and heart appearance, and she doesn't realize that Lucy is planning something big. Lois joins Brooklyn while the show is in progress and whispers an apology to her. Lucy had given Lois the impression that Brooklyn knew that she was coming. And Brooklyn manages to play nice during the segment, but she flies off the handles once the cameras stop rolling, and she tells Lois she never wants to see her again and storms off.
She also tells her she's fired.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. She's fired. Yeah.
She said, I would do anything to make this work between us. And Brooklyn says, you know what you can do? You can go away. You're fired. And I felt so bad for Lois, but I understand what Lucy was trying to do, so I'm not mad at her.
Okay, I know. Yeah, like I said, I know Lucy had good intentions, but at the same time, it was a little calculated.
She's a consummate meddler. She thought if she could get them in the same place, they would have a conversation. It's probably not the first or last time that they've both said that they missed the other one. Right. I think she had good intentions. I know sometimes the writing is inconsistent on Lucy. Sometimes they make her too scheming, which she really hasn't been since she had Dominique's baby. Yeah. But like they forget that she had 20 years of character development.
She really did, and yeah, I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah,
great. But yeah, I mean, I still love Lucy though. I'm not mad at her. I was mad at her at the time. I'm not mad at her anymore. I'm over it.
I wasn't. It was very par for the course for Lucy to try and help.
Yeah.
In her own way. In a wild way. In a scheme.
Okay, so I guess it's Tuesday's episode. We have Lois is still on, and we have Flora and her confiding in Flora, played by Susan Batten from One Life to Live. If you remember Susan Batten from One Life to Live, she played Luna, and she's literally playing the same character she played on One Life to Live. She was the radio call-in advice columnist, and this is basically what she's doing with Lois in the scene, so it was really funny. They just resurrected her as a different character on General Hospital, but as
that's fun
character. So she didn't realize. So she tells her about the Gio ordeal and how she hasn't earned Brooklyn's forgiveness yet. Flora tells Lois that based on what she learned and felt, she felt confident that Brooklyn would eventually meet her mom again and that she would forgive her. In the meantime, Lois decides to head back to Bensonhurst, and give Brooklyn more space. At the MetroCart pool, Brooklyn seems torn since it felt good to work with Lois again, but she remembered the pain of all the deception she caused by keeping the secret about Gio. Tracy is also thrilled to learn that Brooklyn fired Lois.
There is no love lost between Tracy and Lois. I like that that's consistent.
No, there's never any love lost. I'm glad that they've kept that going since the 90s. All right, so let's get into Portia. So at GH, Portia admits to Isaiah that she's going to be resigning soon. And Isaiah, of course, being the busybody that he is turning into, wants to know why.
Nosy. He's so new age coded, and not like that girl that plays Amy, Shell Kemper Amy coded.
Portia won't offer any details, though she does admit that it was about compromising her ethics, which she will not do. Since Isaiah understands that, he suggests that Portia should at least go down swinging.
I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, I do too. But, all right, so Willow is hand-delivering her wedding invitations around General Hospital, and she gives one to Liz. Willow seems excited to become Drew's wife, but she's still upset over Michael not letting her kids come to the wedding.
My children, they're only mine. I birthed them. There was no men involved. It was me. Even the one that's not related to me that I adopted, it was me.
So Willow goes to Portia's office, and she hand-delivers her wedding invitation to her, and she says that she and Drew would love to have her and Curtis there. And Portia promptly throws it in the trash, which was hilarious.
Okay, first Portia tried to gently let her down, saying that her and Curtis would not be attending for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And then Willow was like Pollyanna speeching at them, like, this would be a perfect opportunity for everyone to become friendly, blah, blah, blah. And you should whatever with Drew. And she goes, boop. And she goes, that's what I think of that. And then Portia went up another notch on my estimation because Brooke Kerr deserves all the awards forever.
Oh my God, I love her.
She was so great because she stared her like dead in her eyes as she did that too. And it was awesome.
It was great. It was so
Brooke
good.
Kerr, you're killing it out here.
Portia insists that she tells Willow that Drew is blackmailing her, and he ordered her to falsify Michael's medical records to make him look like a drug addict. Willow is taken aback.
Is she?
Well, it seems it, but she's not. And Portia insists that this is the man she is going to marry. So Willow initially acts like Portia is lying about the blackmail and Drew's plan to make Michael look like a drug addict. However, Willow eventually accepts that Drew thinks this is the best way to get her children back, then so be it.
And she's like, well, it's whatever you did to get yourself blackmailed is like your business and your fault. Right. So whatever, as long as I get my children back, it's fine. And we have to watch Portia realize that this woman has not a shred of human decency left, and it was excellent. Watch her face through that whole scene; it's impressive.
At all, and then she says, "I don't even know who you are anymore."
Yeah, I don't even know who you are anymore. And I was like, exactly.
No,
yes.
None of us do. We don't. I think that's a clue from the writers.
Oh my God! If you do this multiple personality speech again, I'm gonna slap you.
We'll see.
This is what we talk about behind the scenes.
All right. So Lucas and Marco.
Cute.
I know. I love them. They're so hot.
Yeah, they were super hot this week. Wow.
Yeah.
I did not expect the show to go that far. They've been kind of mincing around.
We had a gay love scene. This is awesome.
It was, although they kind of faded to black pretty quickly. Like,
yeah, but they got something. I was happy about.
They did the cute focus on the legs though, and I was like, "This is great. I'll take it."
So Lucas reports Marco missing and points the finger at Sonny, but Shay suggests there isn't any evidence against him. ADA Turner arrives, and she overhears that it's clear that the PCD needs to take action, and they need to take this abduction case seriously. Meanwhile, Sonny speaks to Sidwell over the phone. Sidwell is ready to give Sonny what he wants, but he made it clear he expected to get what he wants in return. Sonny ultimately turns his attention to Laura and insists that she needs to cut ties for the sake of her political reputation.
If she doesn't cut ties with him, I'm going to lose my mind.
Laura balks at the idea, but Sonny
reiterates she's been body snatched. What is going on?
But Sonny insists they need to distance themselves for the time being. Although Sonny addressed all the negative media attacks, he had a feeling those were about to stop soon, which leaves Laura very curious. ADA Turner gets Sonny on the phone and convinces him to come down to the PCPD while he's meeting with Laura, where Turner ultimately confronts him over Marco's kidnapping. Sonny argues that there's no proof, and he starts to taunt with the ADA a little bit.
Why didn't he go without Diane?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Why would he go? He's getting sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like all this week he's getting arrogant, he's getting pushy, and he's getting sloppy. There was no reason he should ever be at the police station without Diane.
Yeah.
You don't talk to the cops without your lawyer present, especially if you currently have someone kidnapped, held in a basement somewhere.
Right.
Stupid.
All right, so Turner threatens to arrest Sonny if Marco doesn't turn up within the next 24 hours, so he told her to do whatever she needed to do. Back at the hospital, Isaiah tells Lucas that someone dropped something off for him. Isaiah opens a tiny package that contains an address along with a key.
And do you think he was seething because he didn't know what it is? Because he just loves knowing what's going on?
Probably. Isaiah is such a busybody.
He's like, wait, next week, if you don't see him going to Lucas, hey, what was that key for, friend?
Right.
He's so nosy. I love him.
So we'll get to the meeting at Drew's house now. Sidwell has an announcement to make. Drew, Martin, and Jory all learn from Sidwell that he is pulling his support for Measure C, which meant his funding would go too. So Sidwell insists he'd retaliate against Sonny later, but he had to go along with Sonny's demands for now to get Marco back. As for the money needed to continue their Measure C efforts, Sidwell suggests that Tracy could fund them. Martin takes great pleasure in seeking out Tracy and pointing out that she'd have to be a big spender against Sonny.
They don't sleep together. I'm going to be so sad.
There's so much sexual tension between the two of them. There really is. So Brooklyn bickers with Tracy about hurting Sonny since it means hurting Gio, but Tracy argues that getting Sonny out of the Port Charles was the best thing for all of them. And she's right.
It certainly is for Quartermains.
Oh, yeah. Look what he did to AJ. Well, I'm going to say it all the time.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I wanted to say it this time.
Okay. We are unapologetically AJ stands on this account.
We are. Yes. AJ Quartermain forever.
Yes. Billy Warlock, where are you?
Or Sean Kanan, but I know you want.
Sean's not coming back. They didn't give him anything he wanted last time he was on. It would be hard for me to see him coming back after his last run.
Yeah, I agree.
But Billy
can come back. I'm down.
I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought he did a great job, and he looked a lot more like Alan.
So Jordan gives Laura updates on all the latest Sonny and Sidwell news. Sonny is being accused of Marco snatching. Jordan acts like that maybe he's just as bad as Sidwell, and she's right.
She's not wrong.
Yeah. Once Martin makes it back to Drew's place, he reluctantly agrees to attend the wedding. Martin then finds a letter underneath a chair addressed to Monica Quartermain that had the kids coloring all over. Drew suggests that it's just scrap paper from the Quartermain mansion. So after Drew leaves, Martin sits down and begins reading the letter aloud. And I don't know, I had to pause it to read part of the letter, and this is what it said. Dear Monica, I'm so sorry you are ill. I know it's been a long time. I've been managing, and that's all I could read. And then Martin trails off. Once Martin keeps reading, his eyes bug out and his mouth drops like he'd seen something shocking. So we still don't know what the secret is because they.
Like this is the thing that's hard because a lot of people are saying that Monica has a sister, and I can tell you, she doesn't. So this would be a new invention of a character. She does have a cousin, Lorena. So if this is a long lost familial relationship, it could be a couple of the ex-Quartermains. Always throw Celia out there, even though I know she's not involved. But it could be her cousin. I think her name's Lorena. But she was raised in an orphanage. She doesn't have any other known living relatives other than her cousin and her kids.
Yeah, I was trying to pause it to see if I could read the whole letter, but nope.
No, they know we do stuff like that. Somebody in the writer's room was like, cross everything out because they're going to freeze frame it.
I know.
They're not wrong. You did.
Yeah, I did. But that's all we got for right now. At Drew's place, Nina quizzes him about the baby stalking situation with Daisy and Sasha and driving them out of town. Nina suspects that Drew had motive and access, and he denies targeting an innocent baby, even though I wouldn't put that past Drew because of what he did with Wiley.
You know what's funny, though, is like the indignity. Like when he was like, I would never do that to a baby. And it's like, but everything else you did was fine, guy.
Right. Yeah.
But it was, I believed him, obviously, because I know. But also, I thought he did a really great performance there, Cameron. He was great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He was so upset and indignant that they thought that he would do something to the baby. Meanwhile, he's destroying Michael's family and willing to paint him as a drug addict to steal his children. But this is a bridge too far.
This is the last straw.
That's it. That's too much. I would never change a baby's onesie and turn them in a different direction. That's too far.
Oh my God. So later, Portia summons Nina to her office and she tells her about Drew's blackmail and that Drew wants her to set up Michael as a drug addict. Nina is horrified. And then Portia says, "See that face? That's what I expect from your daughter, who is completely unfazed by this."
See how you had a human reaction? Your daughter did not. She did not.
Willow was completely unfazed by this. Thank you for having the appropriate reaction. Oh my God. I love Portia so much. Except in her scenes with Jordan. Just keep her away from Jordan.
Oh, well, you know what? I hate that. I hate when they do the love triangles and they pit the two women against each other when the women should join up and just get a different man.
Mm-hmm.
Get different men. Don't fight over one when there are more out there in the sea.
Yeah. So we're at the MetroCard pool. Jason tells Carly he thinks he saw Britt at the airport, and he wonders if this is because Rocco put her in his mind.
I thought the cool thing was when Carly was like, "Yeah, she's dead. You wouldn't recognize her." Blah blah blah. And Jason's like, "Would you? Would you have recognized me?
Right?
And believed it was me when you saw me and you thought I was dead?" And she's like, "That's different."
Yeah, I know.
Typical Carly. Nobody can have a love beyond the ages except her and her best friend.
Nope. Carly insists Britt is dead, and she points out what you just said.
Yep.
And then,
sorry, I got really indignant and I threw you off your notes as usual.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So Jason's still considering the fact that Britt could still be alive.
Me too.
We all are.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite scenes of the week. At the hatchet throwing range, Oprah gives James pointers about throwing tips and comments on how much he looks like his father. Spinelli is also there with Liesl's bonding time with James, so he contacts Lulu to give her a heads up on Obrecht's return. But I love when he patted James on the head and he's like, "This is not at all disconcerting."
The funny thing was he was so freaked out because like the first throw was good. James's first throw was good. Yeah. And then Obrecht talks him through how to aim better so that he can get the target. Yeah. And like, it is very threatening the way she does it. It's like she's training her young serial killer. And that is when Spinelli could not take it. He started panicking. It
was hilarious, though. It was so funny.
The funny thing is, like, he doesn't like Maxie loves Liesl, so she would not be upset at all that he was learning skills from his, grandmom.
He's like, "Let Oma show you how to do it.
Let Oma show you how to destroy your enemies."
Right?
Amazing.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
She's such a ray of sunshine on this show. We really needed her.
Her lines all week were just
gold.
Like, perfect. Mm. All right, so Lulu summons Dante after hearing from Spinelli, and who's getting nowhere questioning Sonny at the PCDB, but Turner told him to leave anyway. So Dante joins Lulu, who gives him the news that Liesl is back in Port Charles. Lulu and Dante are determined to keep Rocco away from Dr. Obrecht, but they head to the pool. As for Spinelli, he winds up going to Drew's to talk to him about the wedding details since Maxie is still out of town.
He's on Maxie duty. He's like following orders from afar.
Yes. So once Drew is alone with Willow, the wheels start turning regarding the Daisy situation, and he starts to realize that that Willow was responsible for this.
I think he had an inkling earlier, and now he's just putting it all together.
Yeah, so you and I both had a different take on the scene. So I'll tell him my take, and then you say your take.
Okay, go ahead. It's whatever he says, but the opposite.
So I think that Drew was kind of proud of Willow for this. And he had the little smirk on his face.
That's what I said. Now where are you stealing my thoughts?
You said that he seemed more like concerned.
I think he seemed freaked out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're
He
right.
was proud, but also a little freaked out at the same time. But
yeah. I think he was really weirded out by it. I think he was a little tweaked because, I think. Okay, so this is my point of view. I think that he believes he's the puppet master.
Right, he does.
And that he knows what's going on with everyone and he's controlling the narrative. So if Willow's going out and doing crazy stuff, but she's not telling him about it. He has lost control of part of the narrative. And I think that's why he looked freaked out.
Right. Okay, well, I agree with that. We're kind of on the same page. I thought we're
kind of feeling it. We're feeling each other's ideas
from our chat early in the week. So
yeah, well, because you were like, he's proud, and I'm like, he's freaked. And Matt was like, I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm glad we talked that out.
Oh, yay!
So let's see. Drew tries to casually ask Willow what she was up to on the 4th of July, but she
lied.
Yeah, she lied, basically. So back at the pool, Rocco tells Jason that he contacted Obrecht and he's met with her in person, talk about Britt. I don't know why I wrote Brooke. I must think of it.
Because we all love Brooke Kerr.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, I think he told Jason, he was like, when I talked to Lisa Obrecht, she described Britt the same way you did. Like you had similar ideas of what Britt was like as a person. So I think now Rocco's starting to form his own opinion.
Okay, Obrecht pops up and takes a selfie with Rocco right as Dante and Lulu arrive, which is so funny. I love it.
She just went to the pool. I don't think did she even know he worked there? Did he mention
I don't think she did. Lulu and Dante flip out.
Come in like psychos.
They are, oh my God. Rocco defends Liesl and says he's the one that contacted her. Dante and Lulu have their reasons for standing against Britt and Obrecht as well, but Rocco clearly does not share their opinion. And I love when Liesl points out that Rocco wouldn't be here without her dear departed Britta.
I think she likes Rocco as not a grandson, because he isn't, but kind of like a de facto grandson.
Yeah, agreed.
And he is a good thing that came about because of the crazy schemes her daughter did, which is what she mentioned. But I also think she thinks he's a nice young man. And she's just like, she just likes people who like her or like her daughter. So yeah. She's like, like when people are like, oh, Sonny will help you out for the rest of your life. I'd rather have Liesl Obrecht than I'd have Sonny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Less chances of their shared enemies coming to get me if it's Liesl.
Yeah, so we're back with Lucas and Marco. Lucas rescues Marco from the warehouse that he was stuck in, and they have a happy reunion. Lucas remains furious with Sonny and Jason for the kidnapping, and he meets up with Carly and makes his feelings crystal clear. Lucas warns Carly to never defend Jason and Sonny to him ever again. Once Carly reconvened with Jason and realized Liesl was back in Fort Charles, she realizes that it couldn't be a coincidence. Jason finds out that Britt died in her mother's arms, so he says he needs to talk to Obrecht about this.
Yeah, because he wanted to know who saw Britt dead.
Right.
That's a very smart thing to do, because remember when AJ was alive, the last person that saw him alive was Monica.
Yeah.
So I think he's thinking the same thing. Maybe she survived that incident and Britt is being hidden.
Yes, because moms tend to do that.
Also, Carly in that conversation with Lucas was so ridiculous. And I know people the consensus was that Lucas was going a little too far. I don't think he went far enough. Between that scene and the scene you're going to describe coming up, he was like, why are you making excuses for Sonny and you're always telling us he's a good guy when he clearly isn't? Marco was not involved. He was an innocent side character in this storyline. And then he got beat up and thrown in a warehouse. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Carly's like, why would you turn against Sonny like this? I don't know. He only stole my boyfriend and tried to kill him. I mean, that's not... If that had happened if Sidwell had kidnapped Jason and done the same thing to Sonny, Carly would have lost her mind and killed everyone in town.
I agree.
It's her bias. Her bias for Sonny is ruining her life. Always has been.
Yep. So before we get to that, at the PCPD, Sidwell is careful about what he spills to AJ Turner out of fear for Marco's safety. Marco arrives at the police station looking pretty banged up, and he tells some story about falling into a ravine.
He tells the dumbest story.
It was really dumb.
He's like, I got sad, so I drove away to where there was no cell service, and then I went on a hike to clear my head, and then I dropped my phone, and I broke it, and I didn't have any bars, and then I fell down a ravine. I was all scratched up, super embarrassed, got in my car, passed out, and woke up 20 minutes ago and came right here.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, sure you did, Marco.
Yeah.
But they can't prove it, and he won't make.
Not buy this one bit.
Why didn't he just walk in and say, a dog ate my homework? Like, it's the same amount of effort.
Yeah, Marco then says he wants to go home, and he says he'll come back and sign a statement. And that's when he goes to the hotel and takes a shower, and then he has a steamy scene with Lucas, which was really hot.
Now, did you cover the part where, like, Sonny is talking to 88 Turner now that he's back? And she kind of, yeah. And she talks about how, like, you thought we were both culpable for Natalia, and how culpable are we for this? And he's like, if I had been involved, which is a very OJ statement to make, if I had been involved, he wouldn't have come back alive.
Yes.
And I was like, you're getting sloppy and arrogant.
Right, and that's what she said. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have Kai running into Trina at the coffee shop.
Sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's happy with Kai right now.
He's a traitor. He's a traitor. I know he's a young guy. Maybe he can recover, but he's a traitor.
Well, he's hopeful about fixing the relationship, but Trina asks him why he's all dressed up, and he says he's heading to Drew and Willow's wedding. She says, that's why we can't work things out.
Because he chose a side, and that side is against her family. How can he, you know what he's like? He's like those guys that have a different political opinion, and that political opinion is you should die. And they don't understand why you can't date. But I only want, like, I just only want people like you to die. What's the problem? It's not even should affect our relationship.
Yeah.
That's what he's like, because he's like, oh, I support Drew. I don't understand how this affects our relationship. Meanwhile, Drew is telling her mom to do all this horrible stuff and her dad to do all this horrible stuff. And he's like, that's fine.
Right.
He's so dumb. He's young. I'll give him that.
All right, so we're at GH now, and Curtis tells Portia to hold off on tendering her resignation letter. Curtis has one more strategy up his sleeve, and he hopes to get Drew out of town and get Willow to call off the wedding. Although Curtis's plan means betraying a friend, he is willing to do whatever it takes to save his wife. Now you're trying to save your wife. Okay.
Right? When did you decide that was happening, Curtis?
Yeah, okay, we'll see. See how that works out for you.
I'm not thrilled with Curtis's choices, I gotta say.
I'm not either. I think he's being very naive.
Yes.
So Portia has already summoned Trina to tell her the whole ugly story about Heather Weber, but Curtis plays it like they were just concerned about her breakup when she arrives. All right, so now we're at Drew's house. He tells Alexis about his plan to relocate to DC with Willow and the kids. Willow asks Drew to hold off on telling Scout until the move is a done deal. Once Scout comes in with her cute hair and cute dress done, she's eager to serve as the flower girl.
She's adorable.
She is really cute. So it's so funny that Drew's actually a good dad, like to Scout.
Is he? No, he's a good dad on the surface.
That's what I mean on the surface, but not on the surface. Actuality.
No, and I'm sure that he thinks he's being a good dad, but he's a very selfish man. And he's not thinking like how he's like, she's young, she'll bounce back. We'll just move. She'll make all new friends. And Alexis is like, what about her brothers? And he's like, they're not her brothers.
Yeah.
And Alexis is like, I'm pretty sure she would disagree with you on that. Like, he doesn't care. He's just going to move her. And she's supposed to form this brand new family with Willow and Willow's kids and never think about her old family ever again.
Right.
But it's okay, Alexis. You can see her whenever you want.
Yeah, why not? All right, so Scout wants to go to the church to give Willow a wedding gift, so Alexis takes her. So then we have Kai coming over to Drew's with his forgotten passport from his office because they're going to Paris for their honeymoon, and Drew's really looking forward to taking Willow. And
Kai is his personal assistant as well as like a royal kiss ass.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so Kai then gives Drew the news about a slip from Trina, and Drew realizes that this is because he told him about the ketamine plan that Curtis hatched up. And then Liz we're at the church, and this is another fun scene that I love. Liz has a encounter with Liesl at the church, which is really funny. I forget the dialogue, but it was like, I forget what she compared Liz to, and it was, do you remember?
No, but I remember her saying that, like, this was a happy occasion.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to
rehash what happened. Yeah.
Right. And then she promised Liesel that there was an open bar.
Yeah, and later that was not the case, and she was very upset about it.
Yeah, because Liesel thought the open bar was at the wedding, not the reception, and that was funny because she passes that information on later to Ava.
So we have Liz, Liesel, Nina, and Willow in the bridal dressing area, and Nina notices how happy Willow is, but she is ultimately realizing that that Willow is the one who stalked Daisy, and she's very upset about this and concerned about her daughter's welfare. Albert openly brought up the fact that Willow had a smile on her face recently about Sasha and Daisy leaving town, and that's when things start to click for Nina, who is horrified, and she realizes that Willow is the one who was stalking Daisy. Nina gets very teary-eyed and flustered, makes an excuse, and leaves the room. So this is when Nina and Ava have a really great talk, and I love.
Yeah, but also Liesel gets sent to work on don't forget
the floral arrangements. Yeah, and she says, "I'm a doctor, not a florist."
And then what she say about baby's breath? She like hates baby's breath.
Hates
so
baby's
funny.
Breath. I'm with her. I hate baby's breath too. So
you guys hating on tiny flowers. And then comes my favorite scene when Ava enters and Nina's crying.
Yes.
And she goes, "Thank God you're here." And Ava's like, "That's a response I never get."
I never get. Yes. So Nina blames Drew for Willow's unsettling transformation and declares that she cannot let this go any longer and stomps off. Cynthia Waters was amazing in this scene. I love the way her voice lowers when she gets like to a point where
she gets very aggressive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also kind of liked it because this was like a whirlwind on Ava. She just walked in, she gets immediately hugged, a whole bunch of emotional information gets dumped in her lap, and then Nina leaves. And she's just left there like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous as ever.
That was a really great moment. So we're back to Scout, and she gives Willow a picture frame which contains a photo of them together. Scout asks if she could call Willow Mom, but Willow says call her whatever she's comfortable with because she'll never replace Sam.
Alexis looked horrified.
She did look horrified. Later, Willow is alone when Curtis shows up in her dressing room and drops the bomb. He tells
boom! Her, no waiting, no explanation. He's just like, "Hi, I'm here to ruin your wedding day. Here's information. Goodbye."
Right? And then he just leaves and goes and disappears.
Curtis! You know what, though? That was kind of like baller. I can't, like, he just was like, "Hey, so it's a happy day for you. Your husband slept with your mom. I gotta go.
Bye." So he also gives her the details that while she was falling in love with Drew, that Nina was sleeping with.
Yeah, he was really fun. Yeah. Even though I don't agree with him doing this, I kind of like the way they did it.
All right. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. So
sure.
We're at the Metrico pool, and Sunny tells Carly about Lucas getting the cops involved when Marco went missing. Sunny tries to offer reassurance about the danger dying down as he speaks to Carly about this, and Michael, who comes in with Wiley for a swimming lesson. Michael eventually talks Wiley alone and reveals that Willow is marrying Uncle Drew today, and I loved Wiley's reaction. I don't want her to marry
Uncle Drew. I don't want her to marry Uncle Drew. I want her to remarry you.
Yeah.
A very childlike response.
Wiley does not like Drew, which I love.
I don't know if he hates Drew. I just don't think he wants to break up his family.
No, he doesn't. And any kid wouldn't.
He's a little kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like messing with my earpiece today. It's not fitting right.
No, you're good. So Marco and Lucas are canoodling in bed for a little bit, and then they head out to the Metrocourt pool. Sunny is there, and Lucas decides to confront him over Marco's kidnapping situation. Sunny acts like Lucas doesn't understand what's going on and pushes him not to call the cops next time. Lucas then confronts Carly about this, so she sides with Sunny and says that it would be a mistake to involve the PCPD because he doesn't understand what's really going on. Once Sunny
Lucas is like, I don't understand what's going on.
Once Sunny shows up outside the door of Marco's hotel suite, Marco pushes Marco to stay out of his way. So Meanwhile, Lucas has another fight with Carly in her office.
He follows her in.
He followed her
Because
in.
she's like, I don't want to have this conversation in public. And he's like, great, we're in private. Let's go.
Right. So I'm Team Lucas here. I think that he is completely justified in how he feels about this.
What team am I on, Derek?
Lucas.
Yeah. I know people were like, it's too much. But I think if you think it's too much, you're a Sunny stan. And I am not. And I think that it is ridiculous to put someone's loved one in danger like that on purpose and then go to that person and be like, yeah, but we're cool, right?
Yeah.
And when they're like, we're not cool, you're like, ugh, why are you causing problems for me? Stay out of it. I'm like, you kidnapped my boyfriend.
Right. And
again, it was his boyfriend.
How's that not my business? I remember him saying that. How's that not my business?
And then Carly keeps saying, oh, because it's you fell hard for this guy. So what is this guy to you? Who gives a shit who this guy is?
Right.
And meanwhile, like she fell in love with Jack Brennan in 5 seconds and was doing crazy stuff for him. So why is it always not okay for you to do it, but it's fine for Carly to do it?
Right. Exactly. So we have Sonny in Marco's room, and he's trying to intimidate him. And Sonny says that Marco should head back to Miami, but Marco says that he is going to build a life in Port Charles. Marco did admit he no longer blames Sonny for his mother's death, and Sonny manages to tell him that one of Natalia's things. The last thing she said was that she regretted that they were estranged, and Sonny also tells him that he had nothing to do with it, and Marco believes him. He thinks that Natalia. He says that Natalia he doesn't hold any ill will against Sonny, but pretty clear he does when he goes to see Sidwell, and he says that he's going to do whatever he can to get rid of Sonny with him.
Yeah, I think he thinks the combination of Sidwell and Sonny was what killed his mother, like the pressure. Mm-hmm. But that's also mixed with his guilt for not being able to get there in time, because also the mob war is what had the bar on fire, which means he had to stop to save Christina on his way. So there's a lot of factors that worked into that.
Right.
And yeah, you're like, okay, she accidentally overdosed, but she accidentally overdosed because she was stressed out due to Sonny's business.
Yeah.
So even if he didn't do it, if she had never met Sonny, she wouldn't have died that way.
Right.
And that's how Marco is probably going to look at it.
Yeah.
Also, you come to his house and threaten him after you kidnapped him and held him in a room, and you think telling him to go back to Miami is going to work? Mm-hmm. This is what I'm saying about Sonny being sloppy.
Yeah. All right, so Lucy tries to convince Sidwell to come to Will and Drew's wedding since she's officiating, but he declines. There's some talk about Sidwell wanting peaceful coexistence with Sonny before Lucy kicks off, but sure.
Okay, so Lucy's dress is incredible.
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks amazing. She's trying to convince him to go with her because she wants a date and she thinks he'll have fun. Mm-hmm. And she wants to take his mind off the fact that Natalia died. She's being a good friend.
Yes.
In this situation. She doesn't know like the circumstances behind why it's not good right now for Sidwell to show solidarity with Drew. So she just thought he might like a night out. She's just really adorable and I love her.
Right. So one more thing about Lucas. Lucas wants Sonny to pay for the kidnapping, but Marco already admits to him that he didn't give a statement to the cops about what Sonny did, but Lucas respects his decision on this. And then Sonny makes his way into Carly's office and he tells her that Lucas needs to ask him what Lucas, if she ever told Lucas anything about him, and she says no.
He's like, get your brother under control, and does he know anything that could hurt us? And Carly's like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Lucas comes back and gives Carly her key and says he's moving out of her house. And then I love when Carly was like, you and Sonny are both driving me nuts. Like, leave me alone.
Take your drama out of my way. She was like, no, you don't need to do that. And he's like, I assure you, I do. He's not going to want to live in a house with Sonny coming and going like he owns the place.
No.
Also, it's just ridiculous. I did like them living together, so I'm a little sad about that. But also, if he then moves into, say, Marco's room at the Metro Court, then isn't he just going to see Carly all the time anyway? So it's not really about her.
Right. So we'll talk about a little bit about Molly, Christina, and Cody. Christina is still proving to be the worst sister ever.
Sucks, dude. I like her so I like Kate Manzi so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like her acting. I like the way she does it. It's just everything that comes out of Christina's mouth makes me want to strangle her.
Yeah. So at the Metric pool, Christina is not pleased to see Cody and Molly together, and she, especially when Molly puts sunscreen on Cody's back. Christina sends Michael over to distract Cody, and I thought that was really weird that Michael just listened to whatever Christina said.
Because it's his little sister, and she asked him to do it, and then he said, "You owe me one for this." But he said,
Right.
"I don't understand why you want me to do this," and she's like, "Just do it." I think it
Right.
was a sibling thing.
I guess.
You
So
do things without asking for, explanation.
Michael pulls Cody away for a conversation. This gives Christina the opportunity to get inside Molly's head and make it seem like Cody might be after a big payday since she is both a lawyer and a Cassadine. I hated when she did that. That was so messed up.
I felt bad because Cody genuinely likes Molly and was flirting to be cute and just kind of
Yes.
being friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And she tainted all of that for one of her schemes.
Yeah,
So that sucked.
it did. Molly brushes up the idea and says that she and Cody are just friends, but Christina still doesn't want Molly getting too close, and she reiterates that Cody might have an agenda. Cody
And
later,
then poor Cody comes back with drinks for her. And
yeah,
now it's all tainted.
exactly. Christina, you're the worst sister ever. I'm sorry. You don't give a fuck about Molly. You really don't.
She doesn't. Like, it's almost like she makes justifications to
Mm-hmm.
treat Molly like crap.
She does, and it's terrible. I hate it.
It's weird. It's because I think she thinks Alexis thinks that Molly's the golden child.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Molly's like the glass child. She's like the child that gets ignored for the crazy children. And that's
Yeah,
Christina.
it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because Molly has to be responsible. She has to be independent. She has to be dependable because Christina is none of these things. And so
Exactly.
Christina always sucks up all the attention from Alexis. And without Sam there to mitigate that,
Mm-hmm.
Christina's going crazy and Molly's being neglected. And I can't blame Alexis for that. Like, she does the best she can, but she really does favor Christina.
Yeah.
And I think it's because she's named after her dead sister.
Yeah. There's
Murdered
always
sister.
you've mentioned that before. It's like the sister daughter like confusion or whatever it would be.
Yeah, I think that happens sometimes. I
Yeah.
think if you name somebody after somebody that you
Mhm.
loved, like there's almost like a transference of that energy.
Right.
I
Mhm.
might be crazy. I'm not into
No,
psychology.
I think you're right. Especially with Alexis for sure. 'Cause
It feels that way.
that's
It
why she
feels like
calls
Christina
Christina.
gets a lot of that like
Yeah.
overflow.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whereas Molly has just never needed as much attention.
Right.
I think that's why I like Rick so much as her father, because
Mhm.
Rick is constantly pointing out that you're neglecting Molly for Christina.
Yes, and he's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back to the wedding at the church. Drew speaks to Scout and says he's going to live happy ever after with Willow. Ava seems nervous about what is happening behind closed doors with Willow and Nina, but she made time to snap at Rick for getting too cozy with Liz.
True.
Ava also makes an appointment with Alexis next week because she wants to discuss some business. So I think she's going to try to get Rick out of the.
She's going to cut him out of the deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Nina arrived. I guess Nina's suddenly in the dressing area. I guess we completely missed Curtis leaving, and Nina's suddenly there. And Willow pushes Nina to admit the truth.
I think they just went to commercial and came back, man. It's not always a bad edit.
No, this one was a bad edit because it was completely like cut. At least mine was cut out.
I think they just go to commercial and come back.
Yeah.
And it's like new scene.
So Nina tearfully confesses that she was sleeping with Drew from April to August of last year while they were falling in love, and Willow flies into a complete rage. She says that the entire time that she was falling in love with Drew, Willow was sleeping with him, and she said nothing. Willow fumes at Nina and throws her marriage and her kids away for a man. She says she's thrown her kids and her marriage away for a man who was lying to her. Nina explains her misguided attempt to lure Drew away from Willow, and she insists that she knew once she found out that Drew was important to her, she stopped it.
She also mentioned multiple instances where she tried to derail Willow from Drew, and Willow completely ignored her. She's like, you were not listening to me. And I was afraid that if I told you the truth, I would lose the fragile relationship we were building at the time.
Yeah.
And Willow's like, I've lost everything and I have no culpability. This is all now on you because you made a mistake, but I'm the one that cheated on my husband. But that doesn't matter because it's your fault.
I especially was like when Willow said that Nina was the reason she lost custody of her kids and she would never forgive that. I was like, Willow, you lost custody of your kids because of the decisions you made. It had nothing to do with what Nina did.
She acted like a psycho. The judge saw it. She got cut off from her kids. That was all on her. If she had come to court and she had remained calm and she had asked for 50-50, or even if she had asked for 50-50 in the beginning and instead of trying to cut Michael out, there would have been a much different outcome. Like, Michael was constantly put in the position of, if I try to negotiate with Willow, she will take my children.
Right.
So he had to play hardball. Like, she did all of this to herself.
She did. Willow doesn't know what she's supposed to do since now she has lost everything and burned every bridge because of Drew. And now she has nothing left but Drew, and Nina assures her that she has her mother left. Willow disagrees and makes it clear that Nina is not her mother, and she envies Nell that Nell died before she ever got to know Nina as her mom. Willow wishes that she had been that lucky, and she pushed Nina to leave. Once Willow is alone, she flashes back through her relationship with Drew, and it seems like she is going to go through with the wedding because she thinks that marrying him is the only way that she'll get full custody.
If she broke up with Drew, Michael would let her see the children. Is she insane? Yes.
Yes. She's not thinking clearly at all.
She hasn't been for months.
No. Nina runs into Ulbrich at the altar, and she says she needs to get out of there. But Ulbrich says that the wedding is about to start. Is she crazy? And Nina hints that there's not going to be a wedding, and the guests receive news that the bride is ready. Liesl guesses that Nina was mistaken, and soon after that, the wedding music starts to play. The doors open to reveal Willow in her wedding gown. Willow has a very blank stare in her eyes, and she is looking at Drew, and Drew smiles, having no idea that Willow knows the truth. The question is, will Willow say I do? So that is the cliffhanger we are left on for this week.
I thought the interaction between Obrecht and Ava was so funny when she was like, I thought this was supposed to be a happy occasion. And she's like, yeah, well, it's a complicated occasion. Obrecht's like, I'm told there's an open bar at the reception. Not here, but at the reception.
Right. Yeah, I also want to mention Liesl and Drew's interaction, which was absolutely perfect. And she said something about his hero status being tarnished, and it was so funny. Or like, seducing a naive girl.
Away from her husband and children.
And I would say your hero status is a bit tarnished, don't you think? Something like that was so funny.
I think it's funny because, like, when Liesl puts her faith behind somebody, like, it stays, and she likes Michael. She sees Michael as a fine, upstanding young man because he stayed at Willow's side while she fought cancer, even though she hid the cancer from Michael, not allowing him to make any decisions in their relationship at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else about this week or anything I missed?
It was a super fun week. I really I understand why Lucas is going off the rails right now about this, because it's almost like you're taking crazy pills, because you're seeing the brutality of Sonny Corinthos and the mob, and everyone around you keeps reiterating Sonny's a good person. And meanwhile, your boyfriend has broken ribs and is all cut up in the face because of that super good person. And it really is hard for him to reconcile that with Carly, who he loves very much. I thought that was excellent. I love Nina. Like, she just suffered all week.
Yes.
And really, honestly, I think it would have been better for her if she had had the chance to break that to Willow. Obviously, Curtis took change. I was telling you this. Remember, I said I feel like Curtis took the power away from every woman this week.
He did,
because Portia wanted to turn herself in. She wanted to do the ethical thing. He talked her out of it. Portia wanted to tell Trina about what was going on, so she wasn't in the dark. Curtis derailed it, so she didn't do it. And then he goes and takes Nina's secret, his friend, and he trashes Drew's relationship with it, which takes the power away from Nina being able to confess to her daughter and maybe
she was
save that
about
relationship.
to stop the wedding.
Right. So he made all of those decisions for all of these women.
Yeah, which
it kind of sucked.
It did suck.
I did like the way he did it. I'm not going to lie. That like being able to do that kind of heavy damage to your enemy's relationship must have been thrilling.
Right.
But he did that to Nina.
Yeah, that's not cool.
In service of Portia when Portia didn't want that.
Right, she didn't.
She didn't know anything about that. I don't think she would have wanted that. No. And he's always like, you have to tell me everything, but I don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah.
It's a weird dynamic. I don't think their marriage is going to last.
No. Mm-mm.
Other than that, good to see James. I love that little kid. He's so good.
Fun. Yeah.
He's going to be a very famous actor someday, unless he quits acting and becomes a lawyer or something. But I think he's so good.
He's really good, yeah.
And it's good to see Maxie's family, even though she's not on right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess Karen and I are going to head over to Patreon, and we're going to discuss some speculation. There's a lot to speculate on. Also, we have a clip of the week to watch. So the nominees this week, we have 5. Not as many as last week, but we had Nina and Ava's moment before the wedding. Liesl teaches James how to throw hatchets. Portia throws Willow's wedding invitation in the trash.
Uh-huh.
Nina learns from Portia that Willow knows about Drew's plan, and Willow confronts Nina about sleeping with Drew. So we will head over to Patreon, and
so what happens is Derek puts everything in a hat. He shakes the hat, and then we get a rabbit to grab the information out. It's very magical.
It's a magical algorithm. So please join us and find out who won. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.